Morning, everybody. Thank you to the organisers for inviting Night Eyes along today to have a chat. I'm Sharon, I'm the Secretary for Night Eyes, who is a 100% volunteer group looking after our local area. And I look forward to explaining a little bit about who we are and what we do. So Night Eyes was formed 20 years ago to keep a watchful eye over the happenings in the Palmerstone Passage and surrounding areas due to thieving from boats and private yards. In those earlier days, there was a couple of locals who decided to take matters into their own hands by patrolling the areas. Starting off with just a couple of these people who were brave enough to address these issues, we now have a membership of over 100 volunteers dedicating 100% of their time and resources to pursuing clean land and waterways. So basically what we do is collect rubbish. So Night Eyes operates both on water and land. Our boat operates 5 days a week, weather permitting, and covers an area from the navigable headwaters of Coochin Creek and Bells Creek to the shores of Bullcock Beach at Caloundra. We go east over to Bribie, so we go from the northern tip of Bribie down south to Lighthouse Reach picnic area. Our volunteers who patrol the foreshores and surrounding suburbs put in a considerable effort any day of the week, again weather permitting. So statistics, our latest full-year statistics was 2018 and 19, and of course this was due to COVID. We had to shut down for a considerable time like most of the community did. So for the latest full-year stats, I've broken down into quarter, the boat usage, the rubbish collected, the shore hours and the rubbish collected. And just as an example for the first quarter, boat usage was 154 hours with approximately 7 crew on each boat. So that equated to about 1,078 man hours for the first quarter. For onshore and suburban cleanups, there was 1,994 man hours, 1,717 kilograms. So if we add up everything for the year, total man hours was almost 11,000 hours spent on the waterways, roads, foreshores, and total rubbish was just over 120,000 kilograms. Year to date, so once we returned from COVID, which was July, up until the end of January, and please note with the boat usage, again because of COVID, we have minimal number of people on the boat at any one time. So approximately man hours year to date with boat and shore hours is just over 12,000. And the total rubbish collected year to date is just over 8,000 kilograms. Thank you. At the commencement of our waterways endeavours, we had a small but sturdy boat, which unfortunately didn't allow us to collect a lot of waste and allowed only minimal numbers of volunteers on board. We now have a larger boat. It's more appropriate, allowing a larger payload and easier transport of our volunteers. And for you boaties out there, you know that there is a significant cost to the upkeep of a boat, especially one that gets used 5 days a week. So with the expenses of the boat, the car, the boat trailer, including rego, insurance, maintenance, somewhere safe to store all of this equipment, we have to depend on funding, and that's the only way we can survive. Our main source of financial assistance comes by way of grant that is greatly appreciated from the Sunshine Coast Council, and we're also proud to call out our sponsors who provide us with essential financial funding each year. And if you don't mind, I would like to call them out. We've got Hall Chadwick, Hensel, Stickerman, Caloundra Marine, Suncoast Turf Supplies, Superview, Southern Cross Sheds, GoFly Aviation, Box Vision, Seafood Market Caloundra, Local Pool Services, Poofection and Sealig Jewellers. So without the financial backing from council and our sponsors, Night Eyes will not exist as the amazing volunteer organisation that it currently is. So a little bit with what we deal with. So with the rubbish, some days we may collect just a few kilograms, when on other days we've come across things like boat batteries, car tyres, furniture, a lot of big ticket items. Where our teams do come across rubbish that's beyond our capability to deal with, the appropriate authorities are advised and come deal with it. With the amount of time spent on the waterways and surrounding foreshores, very little escapes our eyes, and issues seen concerning local fauna and flora are also passed on to those best equipped to deal with it. With erosion, which Ken has certainly just spoken a lot about, Mother Nature always takes its course when it comes to erosion. It can often bring buried rubbish to the surface. Erosion is always a sad thing to witness for a lot of reasons, and it also impacts on the wildlife. Unfortunately, we have no control over weather, but we can certainly help to clean up afterwards, and that's what Night Eyes is there for. For wildlife, Australia has some amazing wildlife, with the Sunshine Coast being home to many of our species. Even the smallest amount of plastics that we collect will hopefully assist in survival of at least one more animal or sea creature. The one item we're starting to see a lot more of, particularly in the canal developments, are bait bags, unfortunately. So there does need to be some further education on proper disposal of all forms of waste. Every small improvement can make a difference to the survival of our wildlife and create a cleaner environment for people to enjoy. Now, recycling. Night Eyes does try to recycle where possible. Unfortunately, a lot of the things that we do collect cannot be recycled. Well, a couple of the things we do is all rope, any sort of rope, large, small pieces, large. It's given to one of our volunteers who has this amazing ability of turning used rope into beautiful baskets. Any bottles that we find, we store, and once we have enough, we take it to Containers for Change, which it doesn't bring us a lot of money, but a little bit helps. Occasionally, we might find something to use on the boat, like a seat cushion or a builder's empty 20-litre tub, which we then use to collect rubbish in. Otherwise, the rubbish we collect goes to council for their reuse or disposal. Coming up to our last slide. So over the years, we're proud to receive around 30 awards and letters of recognition for our community service from various associations and departments. So to summarise, Night Eyes is a fully volunteer program consisting of mostly retired people who all strive for cleaner and healthier land and waterways. We have evolved from modest night patrols of the local neighbourhood to an impressive group of dedicated individuals. So if you would like to know more about Night Eyes, if you'd like to join Night Eyes or make any donation, you're welcome to visit our website, which is up on the screen. No, it's not. It's nighteyewaterandlandcare.com.au. And we'd like to thank you all from all of the volunteers from Night Eyes. Thanks.
So you thought you were going to get away with no questions. Damn. First of all, I've got them on my phone. First of all, there was a statement, what great work you guys are doing, and I'd have to commend on that.
Thank you.
The next one, though, the question is, have you noticed a reduction in the number of plastic bottles with the 10-cent refund scheme?
Wow. I know the refund scheme has been going for a couple of years. I only joined Night Eyes in July last year when I retired and moved up from Sydney. So Warren, who is our president, if you can just give a nod, or have you seen a reduction in the wastage of plastic bottles because of the recycling? Yeah, yeah. Okay, so what Warren has said is, yes, there has been a large reduction since the introduction for containers for change. We do still find some, obviously, but a significantly less amount. So a lot of what we do get is the small plastics. Not too bad over in Bribey. A lot of it gets washed in from storms, things that have fallen off boats, etc. The passageways, unfortunately, there's a lot of builders' waste at the moment from all the new houses being constructed in those areas. But in regards to bottles, glass bottles, plastic bottles, cans, pretty good.